Hello guys, I'm Fizzy and welcome to my first proper video on F1 2017. It only took me 2 weeks since the game was released to do a proper race video on the game, and that is mainly because for the first week after release I was out of the country. I was on a trip to Belgium along with my F1 teammate Wycombs to go to the Belgian Grand Prix, and then I joined him at his house in Switzerland as well for a few days after that. And then after I got home I've been a little bit lazy and or busy, you pick which one you prefer. But now I'm finally back for my first proper online race on the game. It's an AOR social race around Hungary, as you can see. And we're just gonna jump straight into it in the Haas, starting from P7 on the grid, trying to get it launched off the line. I am still pretty horrendous at race starts on this game. Haven't really been able to figure it out yet as to how you start well. I always get jumped by at least one car, as you can see there. That's Sauber sneaking up my inside as we're going to go around the outside at the first corner, dropping down to P8 behind Pepito with Marco as well on the soft tires though, just behind. Wycombs as well in this race. You can see him up there battling for third at the moment, and a couple of other drivers you might know as well in this race. Falcon and Finch, two guys who raced in the Xbox One league last season. They both moved over to the PC, which is pretty cool. Falcon being Raiko Gordon, by the way, on Steam. So I think he's leading the race even, maybe at the moment. But yeah, while this race is going on, I'm going to do a little bit of talking actually about a couple of other things as well. So please do excuse me. But first of all, I just want to mention, obviously, you might have seen the special weird video that I did on F1 2017 already, where I did the two drivers, one car challenge with Wycombs, which was interesting, so make sure you check that out if you haven't. And also I am planning to upload actually a bit of a sort of a vlog type video from my trip to the Belgian Grand Prix as well, with some clips and stuff that I recorded from there on my phone, so that's also something to look out for. But in AOR news, something pretty big actually happened yesterday, where we were finally able to announce that we have joined up with Codemasters and F1 to be part of their brand new esports series for 2017. Basically AOR and a couple of other leagues who have been doing the F1 game for a long time have been given 9 of the 40 spots for the esports semi-final that will be happening in London in October, and so we are organizing an online sort of league championship competition to determine those 9 spots, 3 on each of the platforms. And if you are interested in qualifying for that semi-final, you can find all information about that on the AOR website. So if you have raced in the AOR leagues in the past on the F1 games, then I would really urge you to check that out and get involved, as it is really pretty damn cool. And yeah, in other AOR news also, obviously we will be starting our own leagues as well on F1 2017, hopefully in the near future. The sign-ups have been a little bit delayed due to, you know, the game still not being perfect online, and although it's still definitely not perfect, they have at least been improving it with some patches fixing some of the most major bugs, I would say, so far. So I'm hoping at least that we will be able to get all the threads sorted to start the sign-up process for AOR Season 14 on F1 2017 within the next few days, as I am taking a fantastic line there through turn 4. Now we're onto lap 5 above us all of a sudden. Just back to the race quickly. We got Basti and Pepito going side by side ahead of us through the first few corners, which is good for them, and maybe even good for me, as I'm catching up a little bit side by side now through turn 4. That can't end well for them. Basti has been slowed down massively as a result of that. I'm going to try to sneak up the inside of turn 5, going up the hill, and we're now going to be side by side through a corner that is even more annoying to be side by side through the chicane here. I'm going to be on the inside. Oh, big lock up there actually. I might just have forced Basti a little bit wide there. I do apologize for that. It wasn't my intention to lock up my inside front tire there and running deep, but either way, at least we got a position. Basti might be slightly frustrated with me, but that's how it is. Anyway, Marco was also able to slip through as we skip onto lap 8 now. As, oh god, there's Williams in the middle of the track, and that was Finch actually, who clearly had been having a bit of a problem there out of turn 2. And unfortunately that has given me a bit of a problem as well. Just avoiding his car has given Marco a much better run, and he has been able to slip past as well up to P5. I believe a couple of cars might have pitted already, I'm not really sure. But either way, I'm going to pit on lap 11 from P3 actually, yes, and now definitely a few cars have pitted before I'm going to make my first pit stop in this race. And actually, I just want to point out as well quickly that, as I said, this is my first proper race on this game actually, and it happened about a week ago, so about a week after release. And just to point out as well, as loads of cars fly past me on the pit straight, that I haven't played this game too much just yet. You know, I came home from my holiday and went on Steam, and I could see that people already on my friend list have played the game for like 50, 60, 70, 80 hours, whereas I have only played it for like 5 hours or something at the time of this race, at most. So just keep that in mind as well, as we now went past a pretty slow car through the middle sector, and we got another car, Camp Coldo, on the super soft tires, sticking his nose up the inside on a lot of the corners there, and twice I've raised my hand to signify a contact, and I felt a little bit of contact there as well on my rear tire going into the final corner, and he has dropped back a bit, so managing to defend from him. Really didn't want to be caught in a battle with someone on the super soft tires, and luckily over the next few laps I was also able to pull away and also gain a few more positions as a result of other cars pitting again. And I decided lap 18, Marco coming out of the pits. He obviously pitted quite a lot later from the soft tires, who lasted way longer than the super soft that I started on. And despite that, we have ended up in the pretty much exactly the same place on track again. But unfortunately for me though, of course, Marco will now be on a lot fresher medium tires, so I would have to drive pretty damn well to be able to keep up with him from here on out. But at least I'm going to try to keep up with him as best as I can. But you can already see that he seems to have a little bit more grip through these corners. And as we skip on to lap 29, Marco is still not too far ahead actually, only a bit over a second, but I've not really been able to put up a challenge for him, and instead I've actually been caught by HN on the soft tires behind. Yeah, he was catching me super quickly actually, over a second per lap for a long time, so this could be a very tricky one to defend in the final 6 lap, especially as he's going to try to dive on me a little bit up the inside of turn 1. I did see it coming though, so I left him only just the amount of room that he needed. He's still partly alongside, so I'm going to defend into turn 2 as well. A little bit of a lock up, but we should have the line here to hang on from HN at the moment, even though he's super close coming up towards turn 4 as well. Hopefully he won't dive on me here, because that would be problematic, I would say. And yeah, there we go. For now as well, we have been able to defend, but that's not the right line to take through that corner. And you can see just how close it is again through the last few corners of lap 30. Still over 5 laps to go in the race, and at the start of the next lap, will he stick his nose up the inside again? Let's see. Yes, he will. I'm going to leave him a little bit of room again, but less than last time. And this time we hopefully will avoid the side-by-side into turn 2, as Moravik has the fast lap. Yeah, we have actually gained a couple of positions again due to other cars pitting, Moravik being one of them, who is now behind me on fresher tyre somewhere. And speaking of tyre wear, yeah, 1 lap to go in the race now. We have been able to defend from HN all the way until now. 61% tyre wear down the front left. That is not going to make it easy, and this I'm gonna actually go defensive, but actually it wasn't enough, because HN still found the gap to go up the inside, and now accelerating out of turn 1. Oh, there's been a contact. I think I just lost the back end slightly on the curb on the outside there. And yeah, that was probably my fault, so I'm gonna get that position back to him. Pepito getting the position for both of us there. That's a little bit annoying, and I can only apologize to HN for that if you're watching. Just I think I just got a little bit too heavy on the throttle out of turn 1 there on the curb. We still have the rest of the lap to try and get that position. Hopefully by now his soft tires might have worn out quite a bit as well, so that I will be a little bit quicker in comparison to what the pace he was showing while he was catching me earlier. So all I can really do at this point is to try and stay close to him through the middle sector and hopefully pressure him into a mistake, although he's gotten much better on out of the chicane now, as Reiki Gordon, aka Falcon, has won the race. I believe Wycombs has finished on the podium somewhere as well. And Finch, well, he's P7, next car behind me actually, after a seemingly pretty problematic race for him. But yeah, getting pretty close again to HN now into the final sector of the lap. Very close, in fact. Coming towards the penultimate corner. And he has gone a bit deep, has he? Yes, he has, running very wide through there. And I'm going to try to slip underneath to take that position. But he has put his nose up the inside of the final corner as well. Just forced me to take a wide line. I'm going to hold it around the outside, though. And there we go. Short run to the line. Luckily for me to take 4th place, actually. Because Pepito had a penalty. So in the end, our incident didn't really matter for our positions. And I managed to stay in P4 in the end after all. Although my pace, it has to be said, it wasn't the best, you know. I was definitely further off people like Wycombs and Falcon than I really would have wanted to be 35 seconds in the end of the win. But you know, you can't expect everything for your first social race on the game. So that's how it is. I will hopefully do a few more social races as well in the coming weeks. Hopefully some of them will be interesting enough for, for me to upload them as well. And then of course, if you're interested in joining in the AOR leagues on this game, then keep an eye on the forum as well over the coming days, and hopefully there will be more information about that. And of course also for established AOR racers, make sure you check out that esports event also on the AOR website. But for now, that's the end of this video. Hope you'll join me again in the future for whatever video I end up doing next. Thank you very much for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and goodbye.